For years, the road to St. Louis was paved in misery for Cubs fans as they watched way too many Redbird celebrations. But as of late, the cards have changed as the Cubs raise their championship flag. Tonight, the Cubs look to kill two birds with one stone with another championship on the brink. Cubs baseball on CSN Chicago is presented by State Farm. We're in St. Louis tonight. 7 games to go, and the Cubs' magic number is down to 2 to clinch the National League Central. And welcome to Cubs baseball here on CSN along with Jim DeShays. I'm Len Casper. Brewers are off tonight, so the Cubs technically cannot clinch tonight. However, they can eliminate the Cardinals from the picture.
A magic number of 2 for the Cubs, tragic number for the Cardinals of 2. So Cubs win tonight eliminates the Cardinals. Brewers, as Len mentioned, off as we take a peek at the standings. Very comfortable now with the Cubs holding that 5.5 game lead over the Brewers with 1 week to go.
And one big reason the Cubs are in the position they are in here in this month of September is they have taken care of business against their 2 competitors.
Yeah, you know, after the Brewers swept the Cubs mid-September back at Wrigley Field, they moved within 2 games. The Cardinals at one point were within 2 games of the Cubs, but a weekend sweep of St. Louis last weekend in Wrigley, 3 out of 4 this past weekend in Milwaukee has proven to be a big difference maker here in September.
Cardinals still in the wild card race along with the Brewers and the Colorado Rockies, but the Cubs trying to end their division hopes, and we'll talk about the starting pitchers when we come back to St. Louis.
Brought to you in part by Lexus, who encourages you to experience amazing. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. Ford, who invites you to go further in their fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out our entire lineup at your local Ford store or buyfordnow.com. Menards, save big money at Menards. And Southwest Airlines, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Welcome back to Busch Stadium, first of a 4-game series here against the Cardinals, but we've got to feature Jose Quintana, who pitched a complete game shutout, did not give up an extra base hit yesterday.
Most impressive work by Quintana yesterday. The Cubs have won his last 5 starts. He's got a 2.14 ERA during that stretch, and the best of it was yesterday afternoon in Milwaukee. Cubs went 3 out of 4 in the series, and he took control of the game early, man. He just had that look in his eye all afternoon, allowed only 3 hits. 2 of them were infield singles. He struck out 10, walked only 1. It's as good as we've seen anybody throw the ball for the Cubs this year.
So you see Quintana, the first Cubs left-handed starter to throw a complete game shutout since Rich Hill did it back in 2006. Only the Cubs' second complete game performance all season long. And the guy who had the other one is tonight's starter, John Lester.
Yeah, the John Lester story is a little bit different. John has really struggled since coming off the disabled list. He's picked up wins along the way, but the ERA not good. The command has not been good. Maybe Busch Stadium will be a tonic for him. He's been awfully good here. 2-1 in 5 starts with a .165 ERA.
And the Cardinals have gotten such great performances out of right-hander Luke Weaver here as of late.
Yeah, a first-round pick a couple of years back. His last 6 starts, he's won them all with a 1.49 ERA. Overall, 7-1. The young right-hander's got real good stuff and very good command.
So Weaver will try to win his 8th consecutive start, but the Cubs stand in his way. Former Cardinal John Jay has had a great road trip, and we know all about Chris Bryant, another MVP candidate. Cubs and the Cardinals coming up next.
Light game report. Cubs and Cardinals just a few minutes away here on CSN. A very big series. Of course, Joe Maddon's club with a chance to clinch here at Busch Stadium, and he said the sooner the better. No messing around, guys. Let's get to business. Let's get this done. And of course, when he penciled in his lineup, he went with the 1-2 punch that has been so good as of late. John Jay will be leading off once again against the Redbirds with Chris Bryant behind him, and you see what these two have done over the last 10 games or so. John Jay, 405, hitting 15 for 37, 5 RBI and 9 runs. And right behind him, Chris Bryant just driving him in. Look at that, 10 runs, 9 RBI in the last few games. And I had a chance to catch up with John Jay before the game and just ask what makes him so much more successful with Bryant behind him.
Obviously, like I said, with our whole lineup, you know, I feel like our lineup, anyone can be hitting first or third on any other team. So, but with Chris, it makes my life simple. When I'm leading off, it's easy. Just get on base, and you know, Chris has the ability to drive me in if I'm on first with 1 out, 2 outs, doesn't matter. Just get on base. So, you know, he's been doing a great job of doing that, and you know, he's a special player, obviously, winning all the awards that he's won. But you know, if you watch him, he plays hard every day. He shows up every single day to play, and then that's something that you know, I don't take for granted, and I really appreciate on him.
We'll see if those two can continue to set the tone. It is the Cubs and Cardinals coming up from Busch Stadium shortly. John Lester and Luke Weaver on the mound, and the best in the biz will be taking it over after this.
Little drama at the end. Fowler put a good swing on it. That save number 31 for Wade Davis.
High drive, pretty well hit. Martin has room. Cubs win. Cubs sweep. Wade Davis might have held his breath a little bit.
Little drama at the end. Fowler put a good swing on it. That save number 31 for Wade Davis.
That Cubs-Cardinals moment was brought to you by This Is Us. Tomorrow, America's favorite show is back. Emmy award-winning drama This Is Us returns tomorrow at 8 p.m. on NBC. Well, JD, it is September 25th. We just had a hot weekend in Milwaukee, and it feels like late July, early August in St. Louis.
Yes, it does.
As the Cardinals take the field behind right-hander Luke Weaver. Let's get the Cubs Southwest starting lineup that will face the red-hot right-hander. John Jay having this great road trip. Chris Bryant at third will bat second. Rizzo, Contreras, Ben Zobrist with a big home run in the game yesterday. Addison Russell's at short. Former Cardinal Jason Hayward bats seventh. Javier Baez at second base hits eighth. And John Lester, the pitcher, ninth.
Cards defensively are lined up this way. Tommy Pham plays left. Dexter Fowler's in center. Stephen Piscotty plays right tonight. Jed Jerko, recently back after a hamstring injury, is playing third base. Paul DeYoung, the rookie shortstop, is a good one. Colton Wong plays second. Matt Carpenter's the first sacker tonight. 8-time All-Star, 8-time Gold Glove winner. Yadier Molina will do the catching. He's caught more than anybody in Major League Baseball this year. Pretty impressive for the veteran, 35 years of age. And the Lexus starting pitcher for the Cardinals tonight is the young right-hander Luke Weaver. Weaver, just 24 years of age, is 7-1 with a 2.05 ERA, 52 2/3 innings of work. He has allowed 43 hits. Great strikeout to walk numbers, just about 6 strikeouts for every walk. 7-0 with a .169 over his last 7 starts. He was 10-2 down at AAA. So he's been fairly accustomed to shaking hands at the end of the night, saying, "Hey, way to go, kid." 17-3 combined, AAA and the big leagues for Weaver.
Your umpiring crew tonight: Jim Reynolds will work home plate. That's Pat Holberg at first, Lance Barrett at second, and the crew chief Mark Wegner is over at third. Cubs have dominated this season series. They are 11-4 against the Cardinals, and they've won the last 5 in a row between these clubs. So Weaver to Jay, and a called strike. And if tonight's Cubs leadoff man gets a hit, Vinny's Beverage Depot will donate $100 to the Greater Chicago Food Depository.
Weaver, 6'2", $170, just 24 years of age. Got a good arm, averaging right around 93 miles an hour. He'll touch 96, 97. Good changeup. He works effectively up in the zone with a 4-seam fastball. See, he's way to the first base side of the rubber.
Two strikes on Jay. Cubs win tonight. Cardinals are officially eliminated from the NL Central race, and that would get the elimination number for the Brewers down to 1. So the earliest the Cubs can clinch the division would be tomorrow night. Sooner the better in terms of the way Joe Maddon looks at it. Swing and a miss, strike 3 for the first out.
Yeah, I believe that was the changeup. That's been a real big pitch for Weaver. Pitch he's leaned more heavily on this year. He had a brief foray with the Cardinals last season. Pitches Jay out in front. That's a dandy.
Here's Chris Bryant.
Weaver actually made his major league debut against the Cubs last summer.
And got a no decision on August 13th, 2016 at Wrigley Field. 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Addison Russell took him deep. And his 1-0 pitch to Bryant is a little low. Good heat at 95. That ball lined into right for a base hit. Chris Bryant aboard with 1 out.
Well, it seems like every time you look up on this road trip, Chris Bryant is out there on base. Adding .412 with a .522 on base percentage on the trip. He was 7 out of 14 in the series in Milwaukee.
In steps Anthony Rizzo, 109 knocked in, tied for his career high. Same goes for the home runs. 2-run double in the game yesterday in Milwaukee, and he takes outside for a ball.
Weaver is kind of old school with his delivery, kind of a drop and drive, really gets down on that back leg, pushes off. And that creates a little bit of a funky angle for the hitters. You know, we talk so much about pitchers staying tall and driving the ball down in the zone. He actually kind of gets underneath the ball and rides it into the strike zone up above the hands.
Short lead by Bryant. The pitch to Rizzo is outside, or rather high, 2-0.
You know, it is rather warm here in St. Louis for September, as you were mentioning when we first came on the air. Kind of gross, actually.
Did not get a game time temp, but I'm going to guess it's 80 something.
That's what it is. It's waving your face with an old All-Star ballot you found on the ground hot.
I'm going with 85 degrees. And Rizzo walks. 2 on, 1 out for Wilson Contreras.
Well, this kid has opened up a lot of eyes with his performance. Well, this kid has too, Contreras, but I was speaking of Weaver. A little different dynamic here. Final week of the season, a lot on the line for the Cardinals. They have just an eyelash of a chance at winning the division, but they do have a legitimate shot at claiming that second wild card spot. So this is a huge situation for this young guy.
Foul back to the net. 0-1 on the Cubs catcher. Cubs averaging 5.05 runs per game, second in the National League. Tied for third with 213 home runs. And an NL leading .339 on base percentage, and 2 of the first 3 have reached tonight. A little low. 1-1. Mike Matheny trying to find a way to get into the tournament. 2.5 out in the wild card race. Trailing the Rockies, and they're a half a game behind the Brewers too. That ball lined out into left, and it's going to be caught. The sliding catch by Tommy Pham for out number 2. And it'll bring up Ben Zobrist.
And to reach for it a little bit, still hit it hard. Pham got a very nice break. Good read, good break by Pham to put that line drive away. That's how Contreras' game started yesterday. Solid contact for a line out. But he went on to record a couple of knocks.
Zobrist with a big 2-run homer to give the Cubs a little cushion late yesterday. And their 5-0 win behind Jose Quintana. It's kind of nice to have a dramaless afternoon yesterday after those first 3 games, which were great as a baseball fan, but it's a little tough on the heart sometimes.
Yeah, and it would be understandable if some of the Cub players were running a little low on petrol here tonight after 3 extra inning games and playing in the heat yesterday. It's an impressive weekend. Taking care of business in Milwaukee, coming in here now where 2 wins gets it done. 1 win and a Brewer loss gets it done.
Well, ideally, right, you clinch by winning. And I think a lot of these guys would love for it to be in this ballpark, and there's a decent chance to do that. I'd say better than decent, spending the next 4 nights here in St. Louis. I saw a note the Cubs have not clinched a postseason spot in St. Louis since 1938. So I would say for most of these Cubs players before they were born. I haven't looked at the entire roster, but I'm
pretty good chance. Yeah,
pretty safe in saying that
Zo's a little long in the tooth, but he probably wasn't around.
Cued on the ground, backhanded play, jerk, a long throw to first, not in time. Infield hit for Zobrist to keep the inning alive. The bases are loaded for Addison Russell.
Well, thing of beauty right there, right? Little nubber right off the end of the bat. It's got a little funky spin on it. Jerko able to get to it, but across the diamond heave, not in time to get a hustling Zobrist. John Lester, who's been off his game here of late, it would be very nice to give him a lead when he trots out there for the bottom half of the inning.
Across the diamond heave? Yeah. I like that. Sounds like, reminds me of the Monty Python movie, The Meaning of Life.
Why is that?
Well, if you saw the movie, you would know what I mean.
I think I saw it so long ago that I don't remember much
It's
about
way
it.
for thin, sir. In the dirt, 1-0 on Addison Russell. 3 out of 17 on the road trip.
Now I got that always look on the bright side of life. It's gonna be
That's
stuck
Life
in
of
my head.
Brian. It's close.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's Monty Python.
Right.
Spamalot.
2 singles and a walk here in the opening inning. The pitch, Russell shoots it foul off to the right.
Well, pretty good chance these guys will have many, many battles in the coming years. 2 young, talented guys in the same division. You know, all the hype of Cardinals pitching prospects was Alex Reyes. He had Tommy John surgery, so he's done. But this kid has really stepped up.
Swing and a miss. And he's got the advantage now. A ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about right there. That 4-seam fastball that's kind of up in the zone because of that lower arm angle. It's a tough read for a hitter.
One, 2. Line drive right field, and it's going to get to the wall. Bryant scores. Rizzo is in. Zobrist heading home. He is safe. Addison Russell clears the bases, and the Cubs lead 3-0.
Well, John Lester's indeed going to take a lead to the mound in the bottom of the first. Not just a lead, but a nice, comfortable 3-0 lead because of this swing right here. Addison Russell doesn't try to pull that elevated heater, just stays on it. Scotty in hot pursuit, not able to get there in time. That is a huge 2-out hit.
Nice tone to set to begin this series. Jason Hayward, the former Cardinal, 7th batter of the inning. And he takes inside for ball 1.
As you mentioned, Cubs 11-4 against the Cardinals this year. They've won 8 of the last 9 between these 2 clubs.
Weaver's 1-0 is outside. Luke went to Florida State.
He'd only allowed 2 earned runs combined in his last 3 starts coming into this one.
On the way. It's in for a strike. FSU has been a Cardinal hotbed in terms of first-round picks. He was their 6th first-rounder, taken out of Florida State. There's a base hit out into right center. Russell will score. 4-0. Hayward to second with a double. What a start.
That pitch catches a lot of home plate. Hayward rifles it into the alley in right center. 2 outs. Russell going with the swing. Eases on home. And we have our first meeting on the mound.
Derek Lilliquist is the Cardinal pitching coach. Have gotten a couple of short starts in their last 2 games, both losses in Pittsburgh. They only got 2 outs from Lance Lynn on Saturday night. John Gant went 3 innings yesterday. Fouled away by Javi Baez.
Yeah, normally that's a big issue. Obviously not as big in September with expanded rosters, but you know Mike Matheny was hoping to get a little length out of Weaver here tonight.
The first pitch was fouled off the end of the bat. And look, the threads came undone. He broke the baseball. He knocked the cover off it, literally. Who was that? Wasn't it wasn't there a Pirate or a Brewer? Somebody hit one on a ground ball.
Yeah, and they picked it up and threw it across the diamond.
Yeah.
Herman Munster did that when he was trying out for the Dodgers.
That is true. I don't think he made the club. Two balls, 2 strikes.
A sad time in baseball history, the pre-Munster era of Major League Baseball.
Well, the actor's last name was Gwynn. Called strike 3, but the Cubs get 4 runs on 4 hits. Russell cleared the bases with a double. Hayward then knocked in 1 as well. John Lester to the mound with a big lead when we come back. Starting lineup, 5th in the National League in runs per game, 2nd in on-base percentage, but hitting just .222 on the year against Cubs pitching. Carpenter homered yesterday in Pittsburgh. Tommy Pham with a bust-out season. Dexter Fowler coming off a big road trip. It's the shortstop Paul DeYoung in the cleanup position. Molina catches. Jed Jerko is at third base. Steven Piscotty bats 7th and right. Colton Wong, the second baseman, hits 8th ahead of Luke Weaver, the pitcher.
Cubs defensively. Where did you go, Zoe? Well, there he is in left field. John Jay is in center. He used to do that here for the Cardinals. Jason Hayward did the same thing here in right. Infield, Bryant, Russell, Baez, Rizzo, Wilson Contreras. Behind the dish, and the Lexus starting pitcher for the Cubs tonight is John Lester. Lexus experience amazing. John is 11-8 with a 4.56 ERA. This is his second start on the road trip. Last time out in Tampa did not go well. Went 4 1/3, allowed 8 hits, 7 runs. Walked 3, did not strike out a man. Cubs lost that ball game 8-1.
I'd say a couple of important starts for John this week. And he works to Matt Carpenter, ball 1. Carpenter, terrific hitter, but has struggled against several Cubs starters, including Lester. And he sends a fly ball foul out of play. 5 out of 31. That's a 161 lifetime average against Lester.
And he's batting just 160 against the Cubs this year. Overall of late, he's been swinging a hot bat. He's got an OPS over 1,000 in the month of September.
That's a strike. And it's 1-2. Make little mechanical tweaks between starts, just kind of recalibrate things. Had a couple of good bullpen sessions with Chris Bosio. And everybody feeling good about John going into this start.
I think early success will help, and he's got a little cushion to work with now if he gets through the first couple innings clean and start to feel good about his delivery. We told you the what from last time out. The why, I think primarily just command, fastball command in particular, was not there for him.
Just missed the outside corner, and it's 3-2 on a guy who takes a ton of walks. He has the second lowest chase rate in the majors. Only Joey Votto has been more discerning in that regard. 3-2, hit hard on a hop. Rizzo's got it, and he'll take it to the bag for the first out.
Yeah, so a guy like that with that reputation and that skill set, you know, you're probably going to have to throw it in there ultimately. John did. He gave up some hard contact, but right at Rizzo for the first out. So first battle won by Rizzo, or by Lester, excuse me. And now he'll deal with Tommy Pham.
No Cardinal in the modern era has had a 20 homer, 20 double, 20 steal, 300 average season. It is inside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Modern era, generally 1920 forward.
1900.
So they don't differentiate between the dead ball era. Dead ball era is like the early 1900s up to right around 1920.
The modern era would be 1900 and beyond. As Baez, I don't know if he thought he had bobbled or he did, but his first move kind of went toward the outfield. I think he was surprised that ball was in his glove.
And maybe just caught a cleat or something and stumbled a little bit. Kind of got a little jumbled up with his footwork there.
Right, so Pham with the 22 homers, 22 doubles, 23 steals, and hitting .310. Pretty decent chance he can reach those numbers.
Not even Rogers Hornsby did that, huh?
Right.
The Raja.
Just low to Fowler.
Up and down here for Dexter. Better lately, 333 in September for Fowler. But overall, the numbers are good.
Career high in home runs with 18. And he shoots one into left for a 2-out single.
There's some reports here in St. Louis that the Cardinals wanted him to move over and play a corner outfield position. And he refused to do it.
I'll bring up the shortstop, Paul DeYoung. I want to get this out of the way right now. And I know anytime you give a defensive note in the middle of a game, you worry a little bit about something bad happening, but I'll take that chance. Cubs defensively lately been really good.
Yeah.
They've committed no errors over their last 5 games, including the series in Milwaukee. And in the month of September, that's 22 games and counting, the Cubs have allowed 1 unearned run. So they have not been beating themselves. Here's the pitch. Outside, it's 1-1.
So the other part of the Lester story in his start in Tampa was Steven Souza Jr. taking some liberties against him on the bases. Earlier this year, he picked off Tommy Pham.
Swing and a miss. Everything up in the zone here. That one maybe by design. 1-2.
That right there is a great look at why it's so hard to run on John. I mean talk and every start about his issues thrown to the bases, but he just stepped and fired that thing to home plate. If you're taking a conventional lead, even a big lead going on first move, Contreras is going to throw you out as quick as Lester is to the plate.
Called strike 3. Painted on the outside corner. Nice shutdown first inning. Cubs lead 4-0.
Is presented by State Farm. You're looking live from high above Ballpark Village.
Well, thank you, Brent. Lester takes a strike from Luke Weaver. You think we were always looking live? Mr. Musburger said that.
I'm going to go with no.
Well, I've been guilty of doing it on occasion. Yeah. Live on tape. 1-2. You know, you get asked this a lot, radio shows and fans and who aren't around the team every day. Called strike 3. What's the mood around the team? What's the vibe? And kind of in the same mood and vibe as pretty much every day the rest of this season. I think it's a business-like group. Most big league clubhouses, there is kind of a routine feel to it, but I do think they would like to get this thing clinched.
Yeah,
ASAP.
I think there's a little extra excitement coming to the ballpark these days. As you get near the end of the finish line here, and a chance to clinch another division and hopefully make a long run into the postseason. But yeah, in terms of just the overall mood of a baseball team from one day to the next during your Major League Baseball season, there's very little change. People, always ask, well, what was the mood on the plane after that tough loss? Same as it is after a big win.
1-1. Jay in on the hands and fights it off foul.
Now the mood for any specific individual or two may be different from guy to guy. Overall, it's the same.
This is definitely a game in which you have to let it go, right?
Weaver let that go.
Weaver let that one go. You're right. And DeYoung makes the play. You're good. Hey, Cubs fans, don't miss the exciting finish to the regular season as the Cubs push towards October baseball. And the final homestand will begin this Friday, September 29th. Tickets of every level are available for all 3 games against the Cincinnati Reds. Visit Cubs.com now to reserve your seats today. Here's Bryant, single and a run in the first. As I said in the open, an MVP candidate. I don't think Chris is going to repeat as the NL MVP, but if you start adding up some of his numbers, it's pretty impressive. He is second in the NL in wins above replacement, and right on cue, he pummels one to left, and it's gone. A home run for Bryant, his 29th. And somebody set off some fireworks. 5-0 Cubs.
There's a mole. There's a Cubs spy in the firework department here at Busch Stadium. Yes, it's called the firework department. Everybody knows that. KB. Kaboom. Mid-thigh. And Mr. Weaver giving up a lot of hard contact here. First couple innings for the Cubs. Chris Bryant not only having a really good year, but a big, strong finish.
Ford home run replay. Bryant 2 for 2. Rizzo fouls back. His consistency is incredible. I mentioned the other day that the month to month, first half, second half, left, right, all those splits, all look really good. Rizzo in the air, Fowler and Pham. It'll be Pham to make the catch. And that will end the Cubs second. They've scored in both innings, 4 in the first and 1 here in the second. Chris Bryant with a long home run. It's 5-0. Michael Kay with the call as we welcome you to the deeper coverage of baseball presented by T-Mobile. New rookie record, 50 home runs. He hit 2 today. 5th Yankee to hit 50. Joining Ruth Mantle, Maris, and A-Rod.
Previous rookie record was held by Mark McGwire, who hit 49 in 1987.
Yadier Molina with a high fly ball out into right center. It's John Jay to put it away. We want to welcome those viewers watching around the country on MLB Network tonight. Great to have you with us. Cubs, Cardinals. Always fun when these two longtime rivals match up. Cubs looking for their 6th consecutive win in this season series. Jed Jerko takes a strike.
Kind of a freebie there after Molina swung early.
Jerko recently on the DL with a hamstring strain. Cuts and misses.
Ooh, good cutter. Crisp at 90. Jerko had a good first half, but batting just .204 since the All-Star break.
Early action. That's Jack Flaherty, right-hander in the Cardinal pen. By the way, the Brewer who knocked the cover off the ball was Martin Maldonado. Either last year or the year before in Pittsburgh, as Contreras has to walk this one off.
Year number 6 for Mike Matheny managing the Cardinals. A little kick save in the beauty there from Wilson. Smoked the right knee the other day, this time down around the ankle. I think 08, 09, the last time the Cardinals missed the postseason in back-to-back seasons. In jeopardy of doing that if they don't sneak in this year.
Fastball missed outside. Guessing the Rockies and the Brewers are rooting for the Cubs tonight. Russell into foul ground. Look out. And I think he came up short.
Just hope he doesn't come up hurt.
He's got a handful of nachos is what he has.
Oh my.
He's going to get toweled off here by Matt Johnson, and I'm sure he's going to hear it from his teammates.
I'm not sure, but I think the fans were booing those ground screw guys that are sweeping the nachos under the rug. At least all the moms in attendance here are just, what are you guys doing? That is a game effort by Addison Russell.
And I think it was a Cubs fan in whose lap he ended up.
This guy here, here's the guy that lost the nachos. We need to send him a new basket of nachos. Hook that guy up.
Now a 2-2. Good thing I've already eaten. Full count, 3-2.
Yeah, look at this move here. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh. No. No. Towering fly ball deep to left. If it's fair, it's gone, and it is a home run into the third deck. Jed Jerko just hit his 19th of the year, and the Cardinals are on the board.
Well, this is the year of the home run in Major League Baseball. There's been more hit than in any other season. That is the 26th allowed by John, and the most he's ever given up. for it. Home run replay. Yeah, pretty much center cut. Powerful swing by Jed Jerko, and the Cardinals are on the board.
One strike on Stephen Piscotty. It's Mark Wegner getting a good look at it. No swing, says Pat Hoberg.
I'm assuming they got the fireworks right. Yeah, I see the residue floating across the sky.
Piscotty's had an odd year. Day after opening day, while we were here, he signed a 6-year extension. And he hits one out in the deep left center. Jay makes a catch right at the wall for out number 2. A couple of DL stints for Piscotty. Spent some time in the minor leagues as well. And he just missed a home run there.
Yeah, that ball carried pretty well because it didn't sound like he got it all that well. They're trying to go up and in. It's up but out over the plate. Again, a dangerous spot. Jerko got him. Piscotty just missed him.
Colton Wong now missing time on the DL a couple of different stints this year. Good numbers when healthy. Swing and a miss. Wong is from Hawaii. Went to the University of Hawaii. 22nd overall pick in the 2011 draft. Made his major league debut in 2013. Line foul near the
Nacho guy.
The Nacho section. Did they literally leave the chips there? Yeah, there they are, right there under the padding.
Maybe they'll address it in between innings. Look at Nacho guy. Just the guy. I lost my nachos. Give me the ball.
Curve missed low. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Maybe a little Weird Al doing a little parody to Macho Man with Nacho Man.
I like it.
Ooh, good try.
Just missed the inside. The pitcher Weaver is on deck. 5-1 Cubs, bottom 2.
A lot of work away. Tries to clip the inside corner. Just missed.
Called strike 3, and that will end the inning. 2 strikeouts early for Lester. Cubs lead 5-1 after 2. will become NBC Sports Chicago, powered by Xfinity. All the games you love with expanded local coverage surrounding the action. October 2nd, CSN is NBC Sports Chicago, powered by Xfinity.
Yes.
And I guess they gave that Cardinal fan some new nachos on the house after Addison Russell.
Yeah, they had a shot of him up there on the big board. They were hooking him up.
So 5-1. Cubs batting here in the third inning. Wilson Contreras takes a fastball down the middle for a strike. No major shift put on against Wilson. Strike two.
Well, Weaver's due to lead off the bottom half of the inning, so this is his time to convince Mike Matheny that he's capable of turning this thing around and shutting the Cubs down for a few innings. Otherwise, they might hit for him. Manage a little bit differently the final week of the season. Every night's a playoff game.
Ground ball into center on an 0-2 pitch. Contreras with a base hit.
Hit it hard, but for a line out last time, solid single through the middle this time for Contreras. They continue to put pressure on Weaver. It's like a cutter, and all that does really, that one, it didn't have much action, just speeds up the bat of the hitter.
Hasn't been the easiest season for Ben Zobrist. I know he'd like to see his batting average a lot higher than it is at .237. But the resume is pretty impressive, especially the last couple of seasons. Winning a World Series ring with both Kansas City and the Cubs. He was a Fall Classic MVP last year. And trying to do whatever he can to help his team win another one this season.
Yeah, and that's at this point in the season, there's not enough time to really do a whole lot with the numbers. You just try to help your team win a ball game every night.
Contreras inches off first, held by Carpenter, and the pitch. A chopper softly hit to Carpenter. He'll get the out at second. The relay will be made, but it's way late. And that's the first out.
Hey folks, register for the chance to purchase 2017 postseason tickets for potential games to be played at Wrigley Field. Go to Cubs.com/postseason to register and learn more about this postseason ticket purchase opportunity. The registration period for the NLCS ends at noon Thursday, October 5th. It's a good looking lid.
We'd also like to welcome all our viewers watching on South Slope Telephone Company in North Liberty, Iowa. And by the way, those defensive numbers we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I think the return of Russell at short, Baez at second, having those guys man the middle infield spots quite a bit here lately is a factor.
Yeah, and I also the work of Baez at shortstop while Russell was out.
Correct.
So important to be able to, have two guys who, you talk to people in the organization, you talk to the coaching staff, you can talk to any number of people that watch this club play routinely, and you say, well, who's the better shortstop, Russell or Baez? And it's hard to get any kind of universal agreement on it because they're both so good.
Here's a 1-1. Hit to left, but it's going to be caught by Pham. So Russell, who knocked in 3 in his first at bat, lines out this time. And the Sheriff is up. Ryan Sheriff. a left-hander in the Cardinal pen. He's a Sheriff and he's a Cardinal.
Wonder if he has a posse.
Here's Hayward. RBI double for Jason in the first. Picked up his 55th RBI. Outside, ball one. Cardinals will host the Brewers this weekend. You know, it was pointed out to me before the game, it's possible that the Cardinals could watch both the Cubs and the Brewers clinch postseason berths this week on their own field.
Yeah, Cubs could clinch the division, and the Brewers could claim a wild card spot here this weekend. Rockies are home for the final week of the season.
One. Just off the corner. Now I know if the Brewers and Rockies finish with the same record, the one-game playoff would be in Denver. The Cardinals have the tiebreaker over the Rockies. They have gone 7-9 so far against the Brewers. And one other note here in this final week of the season, even though there's not a ton of drama in terms of the postseason races, the home field advantage for the World Series now is best record. And in a strange way, JD, playoff teams need to look at the playoff teams in the American League. Because the idea would be, let's say the Cubs get to the World Series and they play the Yankees, right? Okay. The Yankees are 87-69. The Cubs are 87-68. So if those two teams met in the World Series, it would be the team with the better record. And I love that change. But it's just come down to who had the better record. Long ago, they just alternated each year. National League home field, American League home field, and then came down to the All-Star game winner. That is no longer the case. Baez takes a strike.
Right now, the Dodgers with 99 wins has the best record in baseball. The Indians, though, 98-58, just behind them.
Cubs did not have home field advantage last year in the World Series, winning games 6 and 7 in Cleveland.
I remember that.
Even though the Cubs had the best record. Baez in the air to left. It's deep. Pham will watch it go. A home run into the bullpen. That knocks in 3, and the Cubs lead 8-1.
What a show. Remember at the start of the ball game, I said, wouldn't blame some of these Cub players if they're a little tired after the weekend in Milwaukee. Well, apparently they've still got plenty of gas in the tank. There's your forward home run replay. Javi Baez for the 23rd time this year takes the leisurely jog around the bases. And he does so as part of a 3-man relay. Into the bullpen she goes. 8-1.
So a couple of homers tonight. Bryant with his 29th, Baez his 23rd. Yeah, pouring it on here for John Lester, who swings and fouls away. Lester in the air to center. Easy play for Fowler. That will end the Cubs' third. They are pouring it on. It's 8-1 early.
Back out on the bump with a nice 8-run cushion courtesy of his Cubs teammates on fire tonight. Of course, a lot of eyes evaluating this start from Lester, who admitted didn't have his best command the last time out. Of course, the shoulder fatigue. This is only his second start, but with a possible playoff rotation needing to be put in order, Joe Maddon saying he would sort of watch his velocity night, watch his pitch selection, see how deep into the ball game he could get this evening, guys. But when I asked Jason Hayward, what are your thoughts on Lester? Does he have anything to prove out here tonight? Is he your guy for game one? What do you think? And he said that guy has been in so many big ball games. He will come out and find whatever it is he needs to do to win. He has nothing to prove to me, guys. So that's where they kind of stand as teammates. All their faith behind this man on the bump tonight.
Thank you, Kelly. And he works with a 7-run lead. And this is Harrison Bader off the bench for Luke Weaver. And first pitch swinging, he flies to Zobrist. So it's going to be another short start for the Cardinals tonight.
Yeah, Weaver obviously did not have his best command here tonight. Made a lot of mistakes over the middle of the plate, and maybe it's just a case of the law of averages catching up to him. He'd been so good over his last 7 starts. This Cub lineup really punished him here tonight. So an early move to the bullpen for Mike Matheny.
Carpenter grounded out to start the Cardinal first. And takes a wide one.
Talking a wild card earlier, the Rockies are home for the rest of the season. Start a series with the Marlins tonight. 3-game set with them. They're off Thursday. Then they host the Dodgers over the weekend.
One and one on Carpenter. Leans back as he gets ready to hit and takes low. 2-1. There are your wild card standings. The Diamondbacks have clinched the top spot, so they will host the NL wild card game. And really, it's been the Diamondbacks and Rockies for much of the year.
Yeah, there was a time there where it seemed to be a foregone conclusion that it would be the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Rockies have been a very streaky team this year. Kind of let the Brewers and the Cardinals back in. Although both these other clubs, St. Louis and Milwaukee, made a pretty good push here late in the year.
That is foul to first. Foregone conclusion. You should go see them. They're a pretty good band. It's David Brent's new band from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let me know. Come along.
They're from England, and they usually only tour in and around London, so.
Off season's coming.
Yep. 2-2 on Carpenter. Now full. Probably some at bats against Carpenter where the pitcher would rather just go, can we just start 3-2?
Yeah, kind of like Votto or.
Why are we messing around? I don't want to throw 6 pitches.
See, and if he's just a little pea shooter up there hitting singles, you go ahead and just pump it over the heart of the plate. But he's got power.
Deep but playable for John Jay. 2 gone.
This Saturday, that would be September 30th, final homestand of the season, final weekend. 3:05 on Saturday. The Reds are in town, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans 21 and older. Well, you're going to take home a Cubs and Knit Beanie with an M, presented by Jim Beam. Tickets are still available for this game, so don't miss out on your chance to get your beanie. There is colder weather coming eventually, and you're going to need your beanie.
Outside to Pham. Well, every day John Jay comes to work, whether it's 85 degrees or 40. He's got his University of Miami winter cap. And a strike.
Yeah, that's a concept I don't quite grasp. See people around town too in the hot summer months wearing those knit hats.
Well, didn't Mike Nesmith wear a winter hat? The Monkees?
Yeah, but they were always outdoors chasing each other around.
Yeah, but it was in Southern California. Some people just like it. Three and one.
There you go.
Lance Lynn with a hoodie on a hot night.
He's punishing himself because he had a bad start the other night.
Three and two on Pham.
Sweat out all those negative toxins he's got going. Well, it's been a pretty solid year for Lance Lynn coming back from injury. Did not pitch last year. He'll be a free agent this offseason. End up getting a very nice contract.
Pham takes ball 4 with a 2-out free pass. First walk surrendered by Lester. It will bring up Fowler. Dexter singled in the first. Fowler hit that big game-tying home run at Wrigley Field the last time we saw the Cardinals a week ago Sunday. Thought he had hit a go-ahead homer off Wade Davis. And it was caught for the final out on the track. And the Cubs completed a huge sweep.
Pham has stolen 23 bases this year. He's been caught 7 times. John Lester picked him off earlier this year. One of only 2 or 3 different times that John has thrown over there. And he's taking a very aggressive lead here. John's not really paying a whole lot of attention to him. He's got a touchdown lead. He's got 2 outs.
Two and one. Down the right field line, Hayward will have to play it on a hop, as Pham will get all the way to third. All this happening with 2 outs, and it'll bring up the shortstop, DeYoung.
Oh, it's a bad break for Lester there, in that he made a quality pitch, and this is the kind of the pitch that's been eluding him of late. That good down and away fastball to the right-handed hitters. Had a hard time zoning in there, but that's a pretty good pitch. Fowler just does a nice job staying on it, punching it the other way.
Breakout year for DeYoung. Ball 1.
Velocity for Lester has been good tonight. The action on the cutter has been pretty sharp when it goes down and in on the right-handed hitters. Comfortable lead, but this is a dangerous situation here. DeYoung got big-time power.
But he hits a ground ball to the shortstop, Russell. Russell to Baez at second base, inning over. They strand 2, and the Cubs lead 8-1 after 3. By Xfinity. Addison Russell trying to make a catch into the stands earlier and ended up with an armful of nachos. The Cardinals took care of those fans, and Addison Russell as well, because he's a good guy. Nicely done.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so this guy, he's well fed here tonight because the stadium folks brought him a tray full as well.
And a Cardinals-Cubs selfie. I'm sure will make the rounds on Twitter. Paul Sullivan over there, of course. Sully all over it. He's going to get the scoop.
Sully's going to get booted.
By the way, is Sully standing? Here's Jack Flaherty. Oh, I'm going to hear it from Sully. We love you, Sully. I was kidding. Kind of.
Flaherty, another rookie. Limited work at the big league level. Split the year between AA and AAA. Had success at each level. 7-2 at AA, 7-2 at AAA. Low ERAs, both stops. It was the 34th overall pick in the 2014 draft. And that when Weaver went, wasn't he 14? So just a few picks after Weaver.
Weaver went 27th.
Yeah. Flaherty 34th. Yep. 6'4", 205.
1-1 the count on John Jay, who had been the Cubs' hottest hitter on this trip. He's 0 for 2 tonight, and they've still scored 8 runs.
Now, Cubs really responded after they lost that. Were swept in that 3-game series at home by the Brewers. So they've gone 10-2 since then, including a sweep of the Cardinals and taking 3 out of 4 from Milwaukee this weekend. Reasserting themselves. And, in all likelihood, will open the NLDS in our nation's capital a week from Friday, I believe. Bryce Harper is not in the lineup today, but there was some speculation that he would play tonight, so he's close.
He has, not participated tonight. Nationals lead at Philadelphia 2-1 on the bottom of the 7th. But they're pretty healthy. Adam Eaton got hurt early in the year. But other than that, they're pretty whole right now offensively.
Yeah, you know, their pitchers have been banged up a little bit, but I think a lot of that has just been cautionary. They've shut Scherzer down a couple of times. Strasburg's been flat out dealing. Got Trey Turner back. Team's got a lot of weapons.
Punched foul. Would be a great series. John Jay working this at bat here. This will be the 9th pitch coming from Flaherty. Broken bat liner right to Carpenter for the out.
Well, don't miss your first chance to secure 2018 tickets. This is your opportunity to get tickets to the must-have matchups for the 2018 regular season, or perhaps coordinate a group outing for any occasion. Visit Cubs.com/deposits for more information. It's right around the corner before you know it. This is where it all started back on April 2nd here in St. Louis. Guess there's some symmetry to finishing the road portion of the season here.
Bryant with a single and a homer, and he swings and misses. It's 0-2 on him. Chatting with one of the voters for the NL MVP award before the game. Going through some of the candidates. It'll be interesting to see where Bryant and Rizzo end up. We've got Paul Goldschmidt. We've got Joey Votto, Giancarlo Stanton. Where does Bryce Harper fit in, considering the time he missed? Rendon, Murphy. Broken bat grounder. The shortstop DeYoung will make the play.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys having great years. I think the injury has caused Harper. I don't think he'll finish all that high in the voting.
Arenado.
Charlie Blackmon will get a lot of consideration.
Absolutely.
Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, there's a lot of guys who, you know, if they were to win the award, you would think, yeah, he deserved it.
So let's say Stanton hits 60 home runs. Does he get penalized a little bit due to the home run output collectively in the majors this year? In other words, the idea is it's not as impressive. See, for me, the question was asked, who's your MVP? And I said Stanton right now.
Well, he's had a special season. There's no doubt about it. That's worth considering and rewarding. And it's not like that's all he's done is hit home runs. His overall numbers are outstanding. 635 slugging, 378 on base, hitting 280. Oh, my.
On a bounce to the shortstop.
Thumber.
DeYoung will make the play. Cubs go 1-2-3, but they lead this game 8-1. Pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. Only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. Here's Yadier Molina. Oh, we just got a visit from Paul Sullivan. Yes, that fast, that quickly, that fast he got from down near the Nacho Man all the way up to our booth. Oh, what's he going to write about me now? (2-0) to Molina.
Did someone text him, or was it just Twitter was
sure
blowing
his phone
up?
blew up. Yeah. He doesn't miss anything. Line drive to Jay. He's got it. Well, your thoughts on Lester here early on?
Well, that was a good 2-0 pitch right there. Got a comfortable lead, but he didn't just throw him a cookie. He threw him a pitch over the plate, but he still had to reach for it a little bit. So Yachty, he's trying to go big there. The big leg kick, he's thinking about hitting one 400 feet, but he had to reach out and lost some of his power because of that. I would say, still mixed bag, just in terms of the fastball command. The cutter, I think, looks sharp. This is the kind of game where it's an easy game to win because your team has scored 8 runs for you. It's not always an easy game to pitch well in. And your team has long offensive innings. You spend a lot of time in the dugout. Sometimes your concentration, your game plan can change a little bit with a comfortable lead. Try to fight that. You try to pitch like it's still a tighter ball game. You don't want to get lazy. Good breaking ball there. Ball looks like it's coming out of his hand good. The velocity's been where you expect it to be.
On the ground, Russell ranging. He's able to just smother it, but not able to make the play. So Jerko's 2 for 2. They have 4 hits. Fowler and Jerko have all of them.
Yeah, and the last Fowler hit and this one, both of them I think were really good pitches. So sometimes you make a good pitch, get a bad result. So See, again, he's got Jerko leaning out to get to that ball. It's out away from him and down. So good pitch, tough result. But if he continues to make that pitch, then he's going to be just fine, because when John is on his game, he gets a lot of ground balls like that.
As Scotty flying to the warning track. There's a different look there at Busch Stadium. Ball one misses outside. There's a pitch. It's low on a curve. Pitching probables for the rest of the series: Jake Arrieta, Carlos Martinez. How about that matchup tomorrow? John Lackey and Michael Wacha on Wednesday night, and then Kyle Hendricks and Lance Lynn. There's Wacha on Thursday. Curve strike that time, 2-1. Could it be a clincher? Cubs win tonight. They knock the Cardinals out of the mix. And then a win tomorrow would eliminate Milwaukee.
I predict that the hitters in the game tomorrow will combine to hit 232.
Okay.
Off of Arrieta and Martinez.
That reminds me on predictions. I was reminded on Twitter today, you and I predicted the number of games in which Javi Baez would appear this season. Back final day of spring training. That's a strike, 3-2. Do you remember our guesses?
I don't.
I said 139. You said 149. Baez tonight playing in game 141 with 7 to go. So according to Twitter, under Price is Right rules, I win.
No, he went over your bid. He loses, I win.
So I lose because he went over my bid. So anything over
right
139, you win.
Here, I said 149, and he's at 141, and
So he can only get to 147.
Yeah, but he'll be closer to my 149. I'm not going to win. I'm not accepting the Price is Right methodology here.
But you went over. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So are you correct on the Price is Right rules that I would lose?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just not. Yeah, I'm not accepting that the Price is Right rules would apply in this situation.
So we pretty much surrounded it. We can say that.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job locking in on Baez usage. It's quite a constellation he's got working there on our pitch cast.
Yeah, how about 4, 5, 6, and 7?
But, you know, he might not want to go down and away just because of what happened with Fowler and Jerko. But it looks like he's going to try. Went away.
So 2 on for Wong. He struck out looking his first time up.
Walk number 2 for John. He walked 3 in his last start. 4 each in the 2 starts before that one. Overall, the walk rate is up a little bit this year. Ground ball rate right in line with what he normally does. Strikeout numbers are still good. Wong does a good job hanging in against left-handed pitching.
Here's the pitch. Fouled upstairs.
our MVP conversation we were having last half. Wins above replacement in the National League, Anthony Rendon.
That's Fangraphs.
Yeah.
I think Baseball Reference has Stanton. They do calculate those numbers differently. You like Rendon? I mean, not necessarily.
I think he's the most underrated player in the league. You know, gets kind of lost over there with all the star power on that Nationals club with Harper and Murphy and Strasburg and Scherzer. He's had a monster year.
He has walked more than he has struck out. He's got an OPS of 932. Yeah, he's been great. The 0-2 pitch. Bounce past Lester. Charged by Baez. He'll get the out at first. It's a nice play by Baez in that. We go back to Joe's comment earlier this year. He said some plays don't require any chrome, and he didn't think about second base or even third. He just get it out. We're up 8-1.
Yeah, high bounding ball. You got to come hard when you see that ball hitting the dirt in front of home plate like that. He charges it. He's got a speedy guy going down the line. No time to consider options. Just got to come and make a play.
There's Randall Grichuk batting in the pitcher spot. It's like the sheriff is coming in for the fifth.
Cardinal pinch hitters done an outstanding job this year, hitting .314. It's been the story here the last couple of seasons. If for the sabermetrically inclined, advanced metrics, weighted on base, a great statistic because we talk a lot about OPS, which is on base percentage plus slugging. A weighted on base is a formula that leans, it combines those two, but it leans more heavily towards on base because the math proves that that's more valuable than slugging. The number one in the league in that department is Joey Votto.
Well, Votto's a very intriguing case. He's going to finish the season on a last place club. He certainly has put up MVP numbers. You see the pinch hitting numbers for Grichuk, and against Cubs pitching this season he's got 5 home runs in 38 plate appearances.
Powerful guy, strikes out a lot, but when he makes contact, he can hit it a long way. And he's in a hitter's count. There's a big pitch coming here.
Well, we were here to start the season. Grichuk hit a big 2-run homer in the 8th inning. Pedro Strop. Cardinals won that game 4-3. And a high drive. Zobrist backpedaling onto the track. He's got it, and the Cardinals done. Cubs lead 8-1 after 4. for the Cardinals after Luke Weaver only went 3 innings. We saw Flaherty in the 4th. Now Ryan Sheriff here in the 5th.
The Sheriff has pitched 10 times for the Cardinals. 1-1 with a .435.
Favorite players growing up, David Justice.
You know, and if he gets that ball in on you, he can really handcuff you.
Bounce to the third baseman, Jerko, and he'll get Contreras for the first out.
He pitched in Chicago. We were hoping Taylor Davis would get in that bat so we could have a Sheriff Taylor matchup. Someday, you can only wish. Now, Weaver and Flaherty, we talked about them being first round draft pick. Sheriff, a 28th round pick. Number 860 overall by the Cardinals in 2011. So you'd have to say he beat the odds by reaching the big leagues. Slow climb through their minor league system.
Boy, he's got quite a glove lace hanging off that big glove. Man, oh man, that thing looks like it's a foot long. Look at this. We'll get a better look at it. See that thing dangling?
There it is.
What's going on?
You got to tighten that up, man.
That would bother me to no end. There's got to be something to it, like a superstition or something, right?
Maybe he's hoping the hitters will fixate on it like we are.
Wouldn't be just because he forgot to clip it.
Well, a conspiracy theorist would say you take that into the dugout and you dip it into a big jar of pine tar and take that out to the mound with you.
Smacked into center for a base hit.
Being that he's a sheriff, I'm sure he's not doing that. He's a law-abiding individual. Right-handed Zoe delivers a solid swing, drops the head on that one, right back through the middle. Second hit of the night for Zollber's. First time his little gyro ball to third base off the end of the bat as a left-handed batter.
Fouled away by Russell.
He did pitch earlier this year against the Outlaw on Players Weekend when guys got to wear nicknames. I think it was somebody with Tampa that has the nickname the Outlaw. So it was the Sheriff against the Outlaw.
That is a strike. 0-2 to Russell. 3-run double in the first. And the bearer of free nachos a couple of innings later. He's got a Sheriff star there. Looked like the badge on his glove.
Oh, I
Pretty
love
cool.
it.
Pop foul and back to the seats.
You have to go all in, right? If your name was Sheriff, get the boots with the jangling spurs, big belt buckle, and the whole deal.
I'd love if he and Derek Law pitched in the same bullpen. Is foul because it hit Russell's foot. 2 strikes on Russell. Swing and a miss. He got him on 95.
Slings that up there, low 3/4 delivery. I didn't know he had 95 in him. That was a pretty impressive heater.
Two reaches for Hayward, RBI double in the first, walk and a run in the third. So a productive night so far. Cubs lead 8-1. They got 4 in the first, 1 in the second, and then 3 in the third on the Baez homer. Off the outside corner.
Hey, they have Zach Duke out there in the bullpen too. And John Wayne was the Duke, and oftentimes would play a sheriff, a lawman at least. As you continue to build your theme team.
Bounce back to the mound. And an underhand flip from Sheriff to Carpenter. Good occupation surnames tonight. 8-1 Cubs. Favorite restaurant in Chicago is the legendary Harry Carey's Italian Steakhouse. Go where Rhino goes for Chicago's best prime steaks in River North, Rosemont, or Lombard. Call 773-HOLY-COW or visit harrycareys.com. All Cubs so far leading 8-1. They're 4-2 on this final 10-game road trip of the regular season, and a strike from Lester to Carpenter. All kinds of stuff for the Cubs to accomplish this week. Win their second consecutive division title, first time since 07-08. Make 3 consecutive postseason appearances for the first time since 1906 to 1908. They'd love to get to at least 90 wins. They're 87-68. And the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3.
Good changeup.
Quick work of Carpenter, who's 0 for 3 tonight.
Yeah, that was really impressive work. Able to throw the fastball over the outside part of the plate to get things started, then finished them off with a good changeup. Noted earlier that at times fastball command away to the right-handed hitters has been a little spotty, but ironically, he's been able to make that pitch away, the fastball away to the lefties. That's typically a tougher pitch to execute. Good one there to get started with Pham as well.
Ball, one strike to Pham. Here it is. Hit in the air. Right field coming in. Hayward for the out. Two quick outs, and we'll bring up Fowler, who's 2 for 2. Both hits singles.
Having some fun in New York tonight. Doubleheader between the Braves and the Mets. Leading the nightcap 2-0 there in the 8th.
Are you just assuming fun because they're playing 2 games, or does someone actually tell you?
He's being a little facetious.
Okay.
For the players, and those 2 teams at this stage of the season, a doubleheader is not all that appealing.
Right. Bryce Harper, by the way, flu-like symptoms. That's why he was out of their lineup tonight. Missing his 42nd game since injuring his left knee back in mid-August.
Game 1 of that doubleheader, Braves all over the Mets, 9-2.
How about the Twins? Looks like they're going to make it and play the Yankees in the wild card game. Fowler grounds to Russell. And that's it for the Cardinals in the 5th. And coming up, Kelly will chat with Nacho Man. It's 8-1 Cubs.
Awesome. He's the Nacho Man to all of you at home. This is Andrew, and they're singing Nacho Man for you.
Singing Nacho Man.
Could you have ever imagined that this would be the outcome of just coming to see your Cardinals play?
I was just coming to the Cardinals game to catch a foul ball. And I caught a Russell. Well, actually, my girlfriend caught a Russell.
That's right. His girlfriend, Hannah, made the first catch. You were assisting her, am I right?
Yes. Yes. Worried about my nachos, but I tried to reconcile with after the nachos were saved.
Hannah, did you see Addison coming your direction?
I was looking up.
Give us the full-fledged replay.
Well, I was looking up at the foul ball, and then I was like leaning up in my seat, and all of a sudden my head just flew back. He just fell right on top of me.
So we have a picture. I'm sure you guys have already seen the picture. How many followers have you gotten in the last 20 minutes?
I haven't checked. I'm scared to look at my phone.
What was the moment like, though, when you were able to see Addison come back out, give you some new nachos? Walk us through that.
It gave me a whole new respect for the Cubs. And
there you go.
It gave me a whole new respect for the Cubs. I've been Cardinals all my life, and it gave me a little more respect.
So, Hannah, your new favorite Cubs player is? Guys, they got to be careful down here. Coming in hot.
What?
Your new favorite Cubs player?
Russell. Addison.
Russell.
Yes.
Okay, how do you tell Mom and Dad about this later?
My mother is actually sitting. She is sitting right there in the Ray-Ban.
Hi, Mom. What do you think, Mom?
It was crazy. We were watching the ball and not the player.
There you go, guys. It's been quite an eventful night for Andrew Hanna and his mother. Let's send it back up to you guys.
Thank you, Kelly. One out here in the Cubs' sixth. Yeah, that will be a viral video. Probably already is. One away. Here's John Lester. Fastball strike. Well located. Sheriff in his second inning of work. Inside, maybe high that time. Lester following up Jose Quintana's complete game shutout yesterday in Milwaukee. What a performance.
Kyle Hendricks was good again in his start on Saturday.
Called strike three.
So there's been mostly good news last time through the rotation, right? Jake Arrieta comes back after being out of action for a while with the hamstring, worked 5 effective innings in his start, allowed just 1 run, came out of it healthy, was moving well, and didn't look like his delivery was impacted at all by the hammy issue. Lester taking a step in the right direction with his effort here tonight.
2 bounces handled by Jerko. And Sheriff with a couple of scoreless innings, but his team trails 8-1 in the 6th. Chicago.com, presented by Nationwide agent Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. Cubs lead 8-1. DeYoung, the Illinois native, followed by Molina and Jerko. Just missed, 4-1.
1-2-3 inning in the fifth for John, his first such inning in this ball game. And not only 3 up, 3 down, but just really crisp in terms of the quality of the pitches.
Young leads their club with his 24 home runs. And on the right field line, Baez is over there, and he one-hands it. Hector Rondon pitched the other day in his return from some elbow inflammation and looks strong. Molina 0 for 2 has flied to center and lined to center. I wonder if this might be his final plate appearance tonight. His team trailing big.
Yeah, Mike Matheny took him out of the game at Wrigley when that was the case, and then his spot in the batting order came up again with the bases loaded. A situation where had he, somebody popped one there, might have changed the nature of that ball game. It's always a tough call for a manager. Late in the year, guys are a little bit tired. You want to give them a little break if you get a chance, and normally you do that with, in a game like this where it's fairly one-sided. As I mentioned at the outset, Matheny has made more starts behind the plate than any catcher in baseball this year.
You think he just sits in a tub of ice water for about 2 weeks after the season?
Pretty good chance.
Most big league catchers probably feel like they could do that.
Go find some healing waters somewhere.
Jay will get him again. Molina's probably telling himself, I got to hit it somewhere else.
Take a little off. A barrel could be overrated sometimes.
Jerko has homered and reached on an infield hit.
I see where Yasiel Puig has gotten himself back into Dave Roberts' doghouse.
What happened?
Well, the other day he tried to steal a base when they didn't want him to. Got caught trying to steal a base. So he was out of the lineup yesterday, and then today he was late arriving for a pregame workout. When asked about it, Roberts said that was a decision he made, not me, Puig not being in the lineup.
So here's my question. He said it was Dave Roberts' doghouse. Is there a certain point when a player is in that doghouse that much that it's actually Puig's doghouse?
Puig's doghouse, yeah.
A 1-1 to Jerko.
Now
misses.
It seems like for most of the year, the story around Puig was that he kind of rehabbed his image with his teammates and manager, and was falling in line a little bit better. If everybody leaned to the same side of the boat would tip over.
That's right. This one served into right. Jerko's got a 3-for-3 evening. By my count, that is their third 2-out hit, so they haven't been able to really rally against John. Jerko hit the homer with 1 out in the second, and then 2 on in the third, and again in the fourth. But
Yeah, they've had a couple situations with dangerous hitters up there and a couple men on base. DeYoung on one occasion, Grichuk pinch hitting in the fourth. And John was able to make a pitch to get out of it.
You mentioned the base running problem. Did you mention he showed up late today?
Yeah.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, he was
so kind of compounded.
He was. Yeah, the base running thing happened Saturday. That's why he wasn't in the lineup yesterday, and he wasn't in there today because he was late.
Gotcha.
He was late for work, and he didn't have
that's not
an
good.
excuse from Epstein's aunt.
I think it was Epstein's mother, actually.
I thought Epstein got excuses from a lot of different people. It was always his mother?
It was always Epstein's mother. Lester at 100 pitches. That's low. Yes, we have referenced Herman Munster, the Monkeys, and welcome back, Cotter. Trying to stay as current as possible.
And we've had an appearance by Nacho Man.
A 1-2 to Scotty out in front. Pulls it foul. And the Nacho Man, is he going to get another ball? He got another ball.
Oh my word.
This is like the greatest night ever.
Look at now, he's just
give it to a kid.
The king of the section. He's pointing out people. She wants it because she gave one up earlier.
He goes, we've got two. And he gave it to a kid. That's how you do it. He's Nacho Man. You're going to have t-shirts made and everything. Piscotty strikes out. Lester rolling along through 6 innings. And Nacho Man will never have to pay for nachos ever again.
Hey, welcome back, folks. Nacho Man is signing autographs down there. Take home a game used or autographed item and help benefit Cubs charities. Cubs Authentics is the premier outlet for all MLB authenticated Cubs memorabilia. The Cubs will donate Net proceeds from the sale of Cubs Authentics items to Cubs charities. Visit Cubs.com/authentics today.
He is an instant celebrity.
Andy Warhol. I don't know if Nacho Woman is quite as excited as Nacho Man is.
Sammy Tuivailala against Chris Bryant here in the 7th, or as Tom Brokaw would say, Sammy Tuivailala. Never gets old. At least for me, it doesn't.
Not at all. Numbers for Sammy. Pitches for the 34th time. Mid-90s heater. Throws both curveball and a slider.
One on the way. Now 2-1. Wide. It's 3-1.
Three-1 to Chris Bryant. That'll induce the occasional step off and reconsider.
Molina took the worst of that. And here comes Mike Matheny and one of the Cardinals athletic trainers.
Yeah, direct blow dropped him right to a knee. It's like
that guy
taking a jab right on the chin from the
Reynolds too.
Heavyweight, yeah, a little combo platter.
Mike Matheny has been very outspoken about making sure guys do not try to play through concussions, because his career ended essentially due to post-concussion syndrome. He told me a couple of years ago that there's about an 18-month period in his life that he doesn't have a lot of memories from because of how rough a recovery that was. And as a major league catcher, especially as you mentioned, a guy who plays as much as Molina does, that's always going to be top of mind. Alex Avila has suffered numerous concussions in his career. Not a whole lot you can really do about it back there.
Oh my goodness.
Man.
They're going to get him out
there. Oh. He's going to come out of the game when he is able. That's brutal. It's Carson Kelly.
Yeah, he's still trying to gather himself just to get off the field.
Will be Kelly to take over back to the plate. So 3-2 on Bryant, with Rizzo on deck. Old foul. Nacho Man was in the area again. he might be sitting alone right now.
People were having him sign things. He's become an instant celebrity down there. Daddy, can I have my picture taken with Nacho Man?
Bryant stays alive.
Interesting times we live in.
Line and a base hit to center. One in at bat for Chris Bryant. He's got his 3rd hit. It's the 4th time in the last 11 games he's had at least 3 hits.
Yeah, that was just a bad breaking ball, and that's what he's done. He's worked deep counts. He's fought off tough pitches, and then when he gets a mistake or something he can handle, he puts a good swing on it. Been impressive to watch. You can imagine all the advanced scouts that are here from the other playoff contending teams trying to put their reports together. And right now there's a lot of head scratching going on about how to get out Chris Bryant.
Ground ball. They'll try to turn 2. And they will. Jerko to DeYoung to Carpenter. 2 down.
The most popular way to follow the Cubs postseason push is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today. All the scoring coming in the first 3 innings of this one. Cubs got 4 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third. Cardinals got their run in the bottom of the second. Cubs have out hit them 9-5.
Two and 0 on Contreras. Make it 2-1.
Here's a game you can play at home. Don't look at the pitcher and try to spell his last name. Tui Valala. Raise your hand when you're done. Tuivailala. Second eye is a little tricky. You might think it's Tui Velala.
Strike 3 called. Will stretch here in St. Louis. Cubs lead 8-1.
St. Louis. Jake Arrieta takes the mound against Carlos Martinez. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Cubs pregame live on CSN, or stream live on the NBC Sports app, or at csnchicago.com.
There's Jake. He'll pitch tomorrow. John Lester, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, walked 2, struck out 4, gave up the Jerko home run, but has a chance for his 12th win. And he'll hand the ball now to the bullpen. It's left-hander Brian Dunsing.
Yeah, encouraging effort from John Lester here tonight. Not just the fact that the numbers were good, but I really like the way he finished the game. The last couple of innings, it looked like Lester at his best. Command of the fastball, keeping the ball down. I'm sure he's pleased with the way things developed here tonight. I imagine Chris Bosio, Joe Madden, everybody else happy with what they saw from Big John. And now Dunsing, it's long.
And a strike. Hold that one a little bit. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cardinals 2.5 out of the wild card going into play tonight. And assuming this score holds up, I hate to assume, but if it does, we'll put it that way, the Cubs will have eliminated the Cardinals from division contention.
News out of Colorado is good for the Cardinals and the Brewers. Rockies trail the Marlins 4-0 in the 5th.
Foul pop-up. Contreras over near his dugout will make the catch.
Here's the line on John Lester tonight. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 run. It was a solo home run by Jed Jerko. He walked a couple, struck out 4. 103 pitches for John.
Luke Voigt will pinch hit. Here it is. Curve low.
How'd you do on the Tuli Valala spelling test, by the way? Did you nail it?
I would have missed the second I.
Sneaky, isn't it?
From RH, who said he or she successfully spelled it. I will take RH's word for it.
Congratulations.
I've got a scorebook question for you. Some of our colleagues will spell surnames in their book based on the phonetics, not on the actual spelling. Do you try to get technical with the spelling? Like, for instance, Jeff Samardzija, did you spell it out?
No, with Jeff, I just would put an S in a bunch of squiggly lines.
Really?
Yeah. It's interesting, though. There's somebody we saw recently.
That's deep. Jay back at the wall, and it's gone. Voigt off the bench with a home run. And it's 8-2 now.
Yeah, the bench has been a real strength. At least the pinch hitting has been a real strength for the Cardinals this year. I mentioned it earlier, up over 300 in the pinch. I believe that's their 5th pinch hit home run. Last year, I think last year, the year before, where they really hit a lot of home runs off the bench. Voigt, unorthodox the way he stiffens that front leg, but he delivered a mighty blow there. Big moment for him, delivering a pinch hit home run.
Cardinals 2 runs coming on solo shots.
Yeah, getting back to the scoreboard question, we saw somebody here recently, I think on this road trip, whose name, when you read it, it's not how he pronounced it. So I just misspelled it so I would know how to say it.
Here comes Joe Madden while JD looks at his book. Aledmys Diaz, the scheduled hitter. First career pinch hit home run for Voit. And it will be Hector Rondon when we return to St. Louis. Call to the pen. Call grilling flavor up to the bigs. Right-hander Hector Rondon, recently returning from elbow inflammation.
Yeah, he was impressive the other day when he came back. There's an opportunity there for a number of these guys to take a step forward and re-enter the Joe Madden circle of trust. Guys he would feel comfortable handing the ball to in high leverage situations, protecting a lead.
So he'll face Aledmys Diaz batting for Matt Carpenter. Tough year for Diaz. Recently came back from the minor leagues. He was an all-star as a rookie last year. And the 1-0 from Rondon is a slider low, 2-0. Played some other positions, not just shortstop, in the minor leagues, with DeYoung taking over here at short. Cut and a miss, 2-1. Played second and third as well at AAA Memphis. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Try it again.
Finished 5th last year in the Rookie of the Year voting. Batted an even .300. Slugged .510. 17 home runs. some issues defensively, especially early in the season last year.
'97 from Hector, but outside that time. 3-2 on Diaz. 8-2 Cubs here in the 7th. Don't expect necessarily to get word from the Cardinals before this game ends on the status of Yadier Molina. It was pretty obvious why he left, taking consecutive foul balls off the mask. In the air, shallow center field. Here comes John Jay, and that's the second out of the inning. Cubs are introducing game-changing new premier experiences at Wrigley Field, with seats holding prime views and access to an exclusive club and first-class amenities. These new premier experiences will allow fans to enjoy Cubs baseball in America's most majestic ballpark in a whole new way. Visit CubsPremier.com to join the Premier Client Priority List. And a strike on Pham, who's 0 for 2 with a walk.
Yeah, and if you weren't with us, the foul balls that Molina took, they were jarring. He was dropped to his knee on both of them. Was clearly shaken up.
Like he had really doubled over as well as he was leaving the field. Rondon gets Diaz and Pham. All Cubs tonight in Game 1. Chris Bryant in the second inning. That made it 5-0, his 29th of the year. And then later, Javier Baez to the back of the bullpen. Little Sammy Sosa hop. 3-run shot, his 23rd. Cubs haven't scored since, and they haven't really needed to.
No, they've just been milking the clock. It's a combination of Ryan Dempster as Harry.
Little Rick Sutcliffe in there.
Little Rick Sutcliffe with just a little touch of Louis C.K. in a windstorm.
Like he was wearing shorts and a blazer.
Speaking of blazer,
nice
new Cardinal pitcher Alcantara here. Sandy, he can touch triple digits. Hasn't pitched much at the big league level, just 5 times. We saw him back at Wrigley and got our attention. He punched it out the side. His average fastball velocity is 98.9 miles per hour. Also throws a slider and a change. He's used primarily as a starting pitcher this year down at AA with 7-5 in 22 starts, 3 relief appearances, and a 4.31 ERA.
Zobrist taps one. Alcantara boots it, and Ben will reach. Should be an error on the pitcher. And it is. The Cardinals have announced that Yadier Molina is undergoing concussion testing.
Like a fairly easy play for Alcantara, but he couldn't glove it. 6'4", $170, long and lanky, just 22 years of age.
So Voit now at first, Diaz playing second. 1 strike on Addison Russell. RBI double in the first, line out in the third, strikeout in the fifth. Swing and a miss. Cal Baker from Kendallville, Indiana, watching tonight, rooting on the Cubs. Hope you're having a good one, Cal. Late swing to stay alive, and he does.
Also had probably the biggest hit of the night, the bases clearing double that gave the Cubs a 3-run lead in the first inning. Came around to score on the Hayward double, and they were off to the races.
Justin Grimm warming out in the Cubs bullpen. Toward the middle, backhanded play. Diaz, nifty flip. They get 1, they won't get 2, however. So Zobrist is out at second. Russell takes over for him at first. Now Hayward will bat for the 4th time. And the pitch by Alcantara is a strike. If you just recently joined us and aren't quite sure of the playoff math, the Cubs will eliminate the Cardinals from division contention with a win tonight. And they would get their magic number down to 1 as it relates to the Milwaukee Brewers, who are off tonight. So a win tonight and a win tomorrow, and the division belongs to the Cubs. Or a win tonight and a loss by the Brewers tomorrow, but both teams playing roughly at the same time, so the Cubs would certainly rather clinch with a win, if possible. So I guess the Reds and Brewers will start about a half hour before we will tomorrow night. Hayward could not hold up. That's strike 3. Hey, apply for an all-digital, no-fee loan now at eclicklending.com. eClick is located right here in Chicagoland and rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. eClick Lending.
Boom.
Your mortgage just happened.
I wonder if the celebration. Well, I don't think it will be restrained at all. But I don't think there will be the sense of exuberance, having won the World Series last year. I'm assuming the feel will be just a little bit different when they clinch the division this year.
Yeah, The one thing I would say is under Joe Madden, this team knows how to celebrate.
Oh yeah, they'll definitely celebrate it. Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, they celebrate every win with a dance party and
a little more expected maybe. As Baez is down, and that one must have gotten him in a really bad spot. Boy, foul balls tonight. Kind of the story. Molina had to leave earlier, and now Baez felled by this foul. Ooh, the knee.
Top of the knee, yeah. And then I don't know if he twisted a little bit too as he came out of that.
Johnson checking on that right leg near the knee. PJ Mainville coming out as well. So I'm guessing that'll be it for Javi tonight. And this was pretty scary as well, as Chris Bryant fouled one off the mask of Molina. So got a piece of Jim Reynolds, and the very next pitch ended Molina's night.
Yeah, Molina went down much like when you see a boxer just take one right on the chin.
Going to stay in. So 1-1 on him. Russell, the runner at first, 2 outs, 8th inning. Into left and a base hit. Russell will stop at second. Baez with his second hit tonight.
Well, that was impressive. A little bit of pain down there at first base, and you know, some time to let the pain dissipate before stepping back in there. Now Brandon Hyde is motioning to the dugout. Let's go ahead and get a runner out here, I think.
So we'll see a pinch runner here for Baez. It'll be Ian Happ.
Clubhouse, throw a little ice on it.
Tommy La Stella. Friday night in Milwaukee, came off the bench in the 10th, took a bases loaded walk that ended up being a game winner.
Very good numbers for La Stella. 273 batting average. You see a high on base percentage.
.98 and a strike. And it's 1-1. Cubs lead 8-2 here in the 8th inning. They have 10 hits tonight. 2 have left the yard. Cardinals have 2 solo home runs for their talents. Into right center for a base hit. Russell will score. Happ on his way to third. Tommy La Stella off the bench makes it 9-2.
Talk about it time and time again, how he can handle velocity, and that's what Alcantara delivers, is heat. Smooth pass at it there by Tommy. 8 out of 29 as a pinch hitter, plus a number of walks in that role.
John Jay looking for his first hit for a sizzling weekend in Milwaukee. There it is, base hit to right, 10-2. Happ will score.
Lilliquist to the mound to have a chat with his young right-hander, John Jay, the former Cardinal. Jumps on that first pitch fastball, trying to slide one out away from him. He says, nope, not going to let it happen. Cuts it off, pings it into right. Picks up an RBI. Cub fans making a lot of noise. A lot of the red shirts have left the ballpark. The red leaves as the blue rises. Nacho Man probably still hanging in there.
42-5-1-6 here tonight. At least they were when we started. And low and outside to Chris Bryant.
A bunch of happy Cub fans and one happy Cardinal fan. The Nacho Man. We're going to have to drag him out of this ballpark tonight.
This is the Cubs' 16th game against the Cardinals. This is their season high in runs against them with 10 as the rout is on here late.
Cardinals just dropped a weekend series to the Pirates. Won the first one, lost the last 2. Meanwhile, in Colorado, the Marlins lead the Rockies 5-1. They're in the 6th.
Alcantara with a 3-1. It's ball 4. Bryant has reached 4 times tonight, helping an already healthy on base average, and that'll be it for the right-hander.
Well, for a boxing match, Mike Matheny might throw in the towel right about now.
It will be veteran lefty Zach Duke when we return in the 8th. The Weber sauces and seasonings call to the pen. Lefty Zach Duke is on to face Anthony Rizzo with the bases loaded. 2 outs, 2 runs in.
So we go from the young rookie hard-throwing right-hander to the veteran crafty left-hander Zach Duke. Bases are full of Cubs.
Jose Altuve got hit by a pitch and had to leave tonight. Left hand or wrist area. Well, if you're
it's always dicey.
Playoff club this week, especially one that had clinched a while ago, and I mean, you're not going to sit Jose Altuve all week just because.
You want to wrap guys in bubble wrap, though, don't you?
Yeah. So the Cardinals tonight have had a Weaver, a Sheriff, and a Duke. All pitch.
And Dennis Weaver played McLeod on television. And you thought we couldn't get any more old-time TV.
Right.
Want to talk a little Gentle Ben?
Ground ball to first. Voit to Duke. 10-2 Cubs as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Takes over on the mound.
Grimmer will have the bottom of the 8th here, or at least the start of it. 47 times he has pitched. 1 and 2, 5.79 the ERA for Justin. Got a new second sacker. It's Ian Happ. We got a new center fielder. It's Albert Almora. There's Albert.
Leonis Martin now playing left.
Stylish glove, Leonis.
Magneuris Sierra swings and misses. Batting for Fowler. Both managers will use a lot of their bench here the last couple of innings, it appears. Curve is in for a strike, 0-2.
Louis C.K. Harry. Sierra's a speed guy. A little bit earlier this year. I think he did.
So that's the first out. Dexter Fowler and Anthony Rizzo having a little fun, former teammates. This is Alex Mejia for DeYoung. Are you going to keep score the rest of this game, or?
I'm kind of half-heartedly. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. Still recovering from your Dennis Weaver reference. Was John Voight a contemporary
of Dennis Weaver?
Voight, yeah. Josh Lucas up in the Cardinal pen.
Yeah, I would say probably. John Voight probably a little bit younger.
Two and one the count. On two bounces, Bryant spins and fires and gets him.
Pretty play.
That was.
Good footwork, short little hop, nice pick. And a good night both ways, at the plate and in the field. On the move early, stays low. Great look at it there from that angle, and you capture the whole play, the pre-pitch routine, and the whole bit.
We go Ned Kelly. Sticking
Ned
with the
Kelly?
Western reference. Carson Kelly bounces out. To the ninth, 10-2. Of the game, John Lester. Nice bounce back performance.
Yeah, 6 innings tonight from John. 5 hits, 1 run. He walked a couple, struck out 4. And as I mentioned earlier, not just the numbers, but especially the way he threw the ball toward the end of his outing was more typical of what we have come to expect from John. So that was nice to see.
Benny's Beverage Depot is the official champagne provider of the defending World Series champion Chicago Cubs. Magnera Sierra, after pinch hitting, will stay in and play center. Mejia at short. And Josh Lucas is the new pitcher, Lakeland, Florida native. 26 years old, making just his 4th major league appearance.
7th pitcher used by the Cardinals tonight. 5th rookie.
Victor Caratini will pinch hit for Contreras. And then he can catch the bottom of the 9th. That is a strike. Almora on deck. Now 2-2 on Victor. Had a big year at AAA. You see what he's done at this level. The home run was a game winner in Milwaukee back in late July. '83 games for Iowa, hit .342. And ended up being the Cubs minor league player of the year.
Hasn't had many chances here lately. Of course, with the additions of Avila and Rivera, the catching core really has been supplemented. Caratini can swing it, though. He's got a bright future.
And he just drew a leadoff walk. Now Almora. Well, no drama other than Wood. Quintana finished the game yesterday. Cubs won that game 5-0 after 3 consecutive extra innings affairs against the Brewers. Tonight, not much drama either, as the Cubs scored 8 runs in the first 3 innings. These two teams had the same record going into the All-Star break, 43 and 45. And a win tonight pushed the Cardinals completely out of contention and 7 games back of the Cubs.
Kelly maybe wants to just slow Lucas down a little bit here, working really quickly. Sometimes trying to work quickly between pitches leads to working too quickly with your delivery.
Double play chance. Mejia, Diaz, Voit. 2 down here in the 9th. Mike Freeman for Russell. Swing and a miss. Couple of veterans chat in the dugout. Martin and Avila.
Mike has worn 6 different uniforms this year. Mariners, Cubs, Dodgers, all at the AAA level and all at the big league level.
So he's worn at least 12 uniforms if you count home and away,
Yes,
and then maybe
correct.
a specialty alternative jersey. Might be up to 14, 15 different looks.
A lot of Freeman stuff out there on the market. Originally drafted and signed by the Diamondbacks. First came to the big leagues with them last year. 11 plate appearances before moving on to the Mariners.
Outside for a ball.
So with all the moving he's done this year, I guess you can officially give him journeyman status.
Right.
30 years of age. And, most of it in the Diamondback organization, but now starting to move around.
He walks. Second straight pass of the inning. Bringing up Hayward. On the outside corner, according to Mr. Reynolds, Jim Reynolds, home plate umpire tonight. Hasn't been particularly noticeable. I guess that's a good thing. Right?
Yeah. Want your umpires like your mailman.
Diaz makes the grab, and we go to the bottom of the ninth. Cubs try to close them out, 10-2. Pre-game coverage starts at 6:30. First pitch about 7:15, and the Cubs will try to clinch the division. Jake Arrieta against Carlos Martinez. Pregame live on CSN at 6:30 or stream live on the NBC Sports app or at csnchicago.com. So 10-2 the Cubs lead. 3 outs to go. Grimm worked a 1-2-3-8. He'll pitch here in the ninth. And Greg Garcia will be the batter. We should note that while Nacho Man has become famous, Russell didn't land on him at all.
No, Nacho Man was protecting his nachos while Nacho Woman got smushed by Addison.
Garcia.
Nacho Man should have stepped in there and drew the charge, and continues to bask in the glow of this.
Yeah, that look says it all. I'm kind of
Woman
with you.
is like,
I'm
you
kind
gotta
of
be
with her.
kidding me, Nacho Man.
Yep. She's like, I can't stand this. I got to get out of here. One and two on Greg Garcia.
Nacho Man is not defending anybody there. He's just protecting his nachos.
You're our star. You know what? She's being a good friend. She's letting him have the spotlight. For that, we acknowledge you.
Mm-hmm.
That is Hannah, we believe, at least based on Kelly's interview.
She is the wind beneath Nacho Man's wings.
That's right. One out here in the ninth. Well, since it's a food theme, it would be beneath his barbecue wings.
We had one in Houston a few years ago. This guy ducked out of the way of the foul ball and it hit his date, fiance, girlfriend. I can't remember what the relationship was. And we just had some fun. We lit him up. They ended up, I think they ended up on the Today Show being interviewed.
Really?
Yeah. And I think eventually the relationship soured. I can't remember. We pinned a nickname on him too. I don't remember what it was.
As Scotty fouls. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A little biscotti with your nachos.
The 2-1 is in for a strike and a curve. Seems to be a little controversy based on some reporting I saw that Nacho Man said the Cardinals brought him loaded nachos and the Cubs brought him, quote, plain nachos with a cup of cheese. And my claim would be I'm not into the loaded nachos. I like it a little simpler, and I like to be able to put on what I want to put on my chip. I think it's a little presumptuous sometimes when they just put all the stuff on your chips. Yeah. like that. If I want to put dirt, warning track dirt on my nachos, I will. Please give it to me on the side.
Nacho Man making one more run at the concession stand before the game ends.
I can't believe those chips are still on the warning track. Maybe the rally cat will find them. Didn't they have a rally cat here a couple of months ago? Another foul by Piscotty.
The Toronto's beat the Red Sox 6-4 tonight. Red Anderson, the left-hander who was with the Cubs earlier this year, pitched, and looks like he picked up the win.
1-out walk.
Anderson went 5 innings, allowed 3 runs. Got the W. Nacho Man is back.
Alberto Rosario will hit.
Nationals beat the Phils 3-1. I'm not saying next year in terms of Phillies contending, but I think marked improvement for sure, and I think they're going to be good sooner than a lot of people think.
Okay. Yeah, I like their position players for sure.
A couple pitchers short maybe, but we'll see how aggressive they are this winter. White Sox beat the Angels 4-2. Shields beating Alasko.
On a bounce, Freeman, Happ, Cubs win. Cubs win. They have eliminated the Cardinals from Central contention, and their magic number is 1.
Yeah, well, you know, as you mentioned, not a lot of drama here tonight. It was over early. There were 2 really storing lines. One, obviously, the game as the Cubs close in on this division, the championship, and 2, John Lester, who had been struggling a little bit, and how he would perform here tonight. Both things answered very well. Cubs take a game off